Hello, my name is George and I'm with emergencysurvivalmadeeasy.com and this is Jeff. Say hello, Jeff, and introduce yourself.
Hello, folks. I'm Jeff. Nice to be here today.
All right, Jeff. What we should probably do is to go ahead and give some stats on some disasters that's happened from 2010 on. However, people, when we give you these stats, this is not to go and shock you or make you become scared or anything like this. This is reality of what took place, and we want you to think of what can take place in the future, not only to you, but also your family as well as your neighbors. So, Jeff, I'll turn it over to you for the stats.
You know, the thing is, George, by September of 2010, there was over 260,000 deaths worldwide. The financial loss was over $220 billion. FEMA aided in more disasters in the year of 2010 than in any year previous. And as you know, 2011 was even worse than 2010. Just in America alone in 2011, FEMA reported 99 declared disasters, and this accounted for $52 billion in losses. Over 100 lives were lost. 5 of those disasters were in my home state of Tennessee alone.
Jeez.
So what we're asking, folks, is are you really ready to protect your family against disasters?
Well, you know, Jeff, I sit there and I think about it, and going back, I look at Haiti. Haiti, they got hit once with an earthquake. Everything was in shambles. People were living in tent cities with supplies, with the supply chain being broken. Couldn't even hardly get water in there.
And then they got hit again.
Can you imagine that? So don't tell me the disasters can't hit twice in the same place.
Lightning will strike twice. That's right.
It sure will. You know, and I sit there and I think about it too, Jeff. And this is what I want you to think about at home. When you look in the mirror in the morning, can you honestly say that you have everything that you need to go and protect not only yourself but also your family? Can you say that?
If you don't have that peace of mind, it's time to get it. Because it's not really a question of if something's going to happen. It's a question of when is it going to happen, and will you be ready?
Well, and like you always say to me, Jeff, and I want these people to realize this too, if you're not part of the solution, you're part of the problem.
That's right. You're going to be part of the solution, you're going to be part of the problem, because if your neighbors and yourself don't get together and something bad was to happen, what are you going to do? You're going to turn on each other for a bottle of water or a meal?
Yeah, that's just it. You know, and if things got bad enough or long enough, you know, will you go and eat your dog for something to eat? You know, and it sounds silly now because we have Walmart that we can go to 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. But if the food chain is broken, what will you eat?
And it's such a fragile supply chain. And even now, if you go to your local grocery store, and I challenge you to go do so, look for the gaps. There's gaps on the shelves. There's less supply there than there normally is. And, you know, the way it's set up, it's a 2 to 3 day supply. And many experts out there, you hear them on the internet, those that are trying to scare people with their doom and gloom, they're telling people we're 9 meals away from anarchy. And if you go to your grocery store now, and I challenge you to do so, you're going to find that there's not the same products that there was. And, you know, 6 months ago when a can of green beans was 57 cents, see what they're selling for now.
Isn't it amazing? You know, here's another thing too, people. When you go to the grocery store, take this challenge too. Every time that you go and pick up an item, think of how long it is that you have to work or your spouse has to work to buy that item. I'll tell you what, time you get out of that store, you're going to have your head in your hands and you're going to be shaking, thinking, what in the world's going on?
You carry in $200 of groceries and you can do it in 2 trips. You know, there's something wrong with that scenario.
Yeah.
So, I mean, just to hedge against inflation, being a prepper is a good idea. You know, it gives you peace of mind for when things go bad or even if they won't. This is a thing you need to do. And really, George, people have a hard time with this concept of becoming a prepper because they seem overwhelmed. They don't know where to start. Knowledge is power. And the first thing you need to do is get some knowledge in your hand. So why don't we show them how to do that?
Well, you know, Jeff, let's go ahead and start with that. That would be a good place to start.
Knowledge is power, people. We have at Emergency Survival Made Easy a survival list. It's item 2000 on our list of goods and services on the website. This thing is on sale for only $24.95.
Jeff, $24.95. There's people out there that would give $100 for that same list.
That's right. That's what this list is. It's life saving. It's got so many items on it. You know, it's been deemed to be one of the most comprehensive lists on the internet today. There's a lot of other lists out there, but let's just be honest. I mean, they don't stack up.
Well, if you go to some of the agencies across America, and I'm sure we don't have to name them off to you, they tell everybody to have 3 bottles of water and 3 fruit bars for a day full of meals. Well, you know, Memphis got flooded last year here in Tennessee, and it took them 10 days to go and get supplies into those poor people. So if you go by their suggestions of having 3 days of food and water, somewhere in my math, I'm short of food for 7 days.
Yeah, what are you going to do for the other 7 days if you happen to have an emergency or disaster and it takes them 10 days to find you on a map? So let
No.
me ask you that. Let's get prepared, folks. It's not that hard to do.
Well, and let me go and add to that about the list, Jeff. We've got a customer here fairly close to us, and one day I was at the local grocery store, and she come running down the aisle. She gave me a hug, and I looked at her. What are you doing? She says, I want to go and thank you. And I said, what for? What did I do now? And she says, you didn't do anything that was bad, let me tell you. She says, my husband was over in Iraq and Afghanistan as a military personnel. And thanks to you, he carries your list of goods in his wallet everywhere he goes. Now, folks, that's a guy that has been trained to survive in who knows what kind of an environment. And he still has our list in his wallet. Unbelievable.
And they're using that list to this day to help them to begin with their prepping.
Yeah. Yeah, they started making their survival kit off of it. So,
Right.
and it's fantastic. And we get a good feeling because this is exactly why we formed this company, was to go and get people like you watching this video a good place to begin and have an understanding of what needs to take place.
See, people are so overwhelmed. That's what the problem of becoming a prepper. They think it's just going to cost thousands of dollars. They don't know where to begin. They don't know where to start to hear all this stuff. So getting this list today for only $24.95 is going to give you a place to start. Now, if you're still overwhelmed and you think you might need a little bit of help, our company also offers phone consultations. Well, one-on-one expert phone consultation with you and one of our consultants to help you every step of the way to get started on what to do, what not to do. We point you in the right direction to some of our favorite places to find these supplies. And you can also see that on our list of goods and services on the website. And it's item number 4,000. One-on-one expert phone consultation. George, tell them what we normally charge for this.
Normally, we have a marketing company, and they charge $297.
And it's worth every penny.
What you get for $297 with them is you get 1 hour of consultation. Then you also have email that you can go and send if you have any questions. But that's what you get for $297, and we're offering it here through our website for only $150. That's almost half price, people.
That's right, $150 for an hour, anytime thereof. We're going to get you our survival list included with that. You're going to have one-on-one phone consultation, unlimited email support. And friends, let me tell you, if you need more help, call us anytime. We're here to help. That's what we're here for. We're not trying to profit off of anybody for any, don't want anybody thinking anything bad about us, but we're still a capitalist society, last I knew.
I think we still are, at least for a day or two anyway. Also, too, Jeff, another thing that I want to go over real quickly is with that phone consultation. People, it's well worth the money. Let's just go with one question. Do you plan on bugging in or bugging out? In fact, do you even know what bug in or bug out even means?
Do you know what to look for if you need a secondary location and you've got to run? Do you know how to defend your homestead? These are some of the things that we have studied and researched, and we have the knowledge, and we want to give it to you, and you need it because times are getting tough and they're not getting any better.
Jeff, I look around, and when it comes to secondary locations, and there again, you're going to know what a secondary location is and what to look for to get to one. But anyway, with secondary locations, you can go and drive by a place all your life and not even realize how good of a place that could be. And this is the kind of information that we want to go and give to everybody like you out there. Jeff and I, we don't come from the survival school when we were going from kindergarten to 12th grade. They didn't offer survival school where we went to school at. And it's not something that you can just sit there and say, gee, I know everything about it. No, you don't. Got news for you. And what you think that you're good at, well, you may be good at what you know. However, let me ask you this. Do you ever sit there and think about every possibility of a disaster that can hit your area? Oh, you do? Congratulations. Pat yourself on the back. Now, let me ask you this. Do you go over that same disaster with your family? Do they know what to do? Is little Johnny going to be in school and you can't get to him? Think about it, people. We're here to help you.
Never ceases to amaze me when we get somebody on the line who is a survival expert. According to them, they've been through this scenario, that scenario, and they always learn or glean something new from talking with us, and that is very rewarding. We love that because it takes a community, and you can't do this on your own. We teach you to find like-minded individuals that you can band together with. I mean, you got to sleep sometime. There's so much stuff that they can learn from getting information from us that they need to act, and they need to act now. Remember our website, folks. We're going to keep this short and sweet, but we need you to go take a look at Emergency Survival Made Easy. That's our company, emergencysurvivalmadeeasy.com.